Fair enough.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should have just said Alan, man.
It was hard. It was a challenge. Is your camera ready?
Yes, my camera's ready. We're doing an action. Are you my shot? Shout out to everyone who's locked in right now. Your boy DJ Time is representing the On Top of FM 95.5. And I've got a very special guest inside the building. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello guys, I am Nofisa Caseman.
Nofisa Caseman, I want you to state who you are. Like, what you
I'm
do.
an author of Chapter 30, A Life Lessons from a Perfectly Imperfect Woman. I'm also a life coach and healer, as well as a pole dance instructor.
Damn, that's a lot of things to do. I'm not gonna lie.
We stay busy.
Stay busy, stay busy. So when did you start writing?
Do you know what? I feel like I've always written. Like I'm a writer, then I'm gonna write. But you talk about the book.
Writing in general, because like you have to write first before you start writing a book. Like,
I've always been a writer. Like, you know, you write in journals, I've just written goals, just always writing. And it took me a long time before I got to writing my book though.
I feel like we'll get to the book eventually. We need to like, you know, go through your life story innit?
Mm-hmm.
So what about writing do you love? Like, how did you get into it?
For me, the thing about writing is I can just be so real and raw. Like, for me, like writing gives me the opportunity to share my truths, to share my point of view, and I just feel like I could connect with the people who are reading it so much more powerfully, just because I have this time to think about what I want to say and how I want to put what I'm feeling across.
Have you ever done poetry?
Yeah, I was just about to say, actually, when I'm upset, when I have a breakup or when I'm upset with a guy, I always write poetry. And it comes out really good because I'm angry.
So if I know you today, you're going to write a poem about me?
No, I have to be deeply passionate about the person.
Okay, but second I slapped you for example, you know what, I'm not going to
Yo! But yeah, so yeah, definitely I've written a few. There's one poem that I wrote in 2018, and that was, when I felt like I became the option and not the priority in a situationship, and I feel like that was probably one of the most powerful poems that I've written.
Did you ever release that, or did you just write it for yourself?
No, I did release it. I've shared it with the person who was creating. Well, we were both creating the situation. I actually added it into the book and I performed it in a open, what do you call it? Spoken word, open mic, spoken word night with actions. I got a guy to like sit down. It was so cool. I got a guy to like sit down and I was like, do my.
Oh, so like a full-on performance?
Yeah, like I want to perform. Yeah, that was it.
Wait, was it a guy from the audience or an actor?
And my friend.
Oh, okay, so an actor.
I was just like, no, just a guy.
What kind of guy? Oh, okay, random guy. Okay, no. So, like, what's the process of like writing a book?
The process of writing a book, I feel like, because I've only written once. This is my first. I feel like it would be different for everybody. However, my process was pretty simple because for me, it's my life lesson, so I knew exactly what I needed to do. So I just kept it super simple. Like, what I want to write about in each chapter, it was like topic, lesson, and just the meat in the middle. It was really easy to write this book.
How long did it take you?
3 months. 3 months to write the most of it, and then the last 2 months to write the last chapter because I was going through the situationship. And I couldn't finish it until...
Oh, so you had to wait for the story to finish.
Yeah, it was like so hard because every time I was trying to finish the chapter, I was like, damn, he's come back in my life and he's messing this up.
That's crazy. That's literally a live book, you know?
Yeah, like I literally write, like this is happening as I write this. So I found it hard. So that was the last 2 months. It dragged a little bit.
What, did he know that you was writing about it?
Yeah, I told him. Yeah. I'm very open. Like if I date somebody, I'll be like, you're probably going to be in my next book. I'm just letting you know from now.
Wow.
Disclaimer.
Wow.
Like people can know because here's the thing. Like I write about I teach and write about what I learn. That's my life. My life is a classroom.
What did you learn?
What from what?
If you said like stuff like from what you learned, innit?
No, in general, yeah. So for
like life.
yeah, that's my life. So if I'm gonna meet you, so my last partner, for example, I'm writing a whole book on that relationship.
That is crazy. You wrote a whole
because I'm saying like I've learned so much and I can help so many women through what I've learned. This is why I'm here.
Big up yourself. So I like how you said that. So like you stand for like a lot of women empowerment. I've noticed. Yes, I've done a bit of research on you.
I'm gonna turn around.
It's calm. So like,
I need to look at you.
What you want eye contact with me?
Yeah.
She kind of seduce me. So like, what made you want to be a voice for women?
Oh, do you know what? And I can remember the day when I was 19, and I've not seen. At 19, we didn't have like Instagram and everything like that. So for me, I always felt like I had to go to America to really live out my dreams. So that's how I felt at 19 years old. Like I didn't see any young black women really making it over here. That's what I felt. So for me, at 19, I was like, I'm gonna help women be confident. I'm gonna be what I needed when I was 19. So that was kind of like the spark for me.
So where you are now, do you think you could have been where you are now if you didn't go to America?
Wait, say that again.
Like where you are now in life,
yeah.
Do you think you would have been able to achieve what you have so far without going to America?
Oh, so when I say I'm talking about I wanted to live there. For me, when I went to America, that wasn't what I envisioned.
So
like I was talking about like fully like living there, making it out there, like that would be my place.
The American dream.
Yeah, I got sold. But I think, yeah, so I said that at 19, you know, and I was like, I definitely want to help other women feel confident and feel like, and yeah, so I've had that for a long time, but my journey has shifted things a little bit, definitely.
And what's the feedback been like ever since you've released this book and started empowering women and everything?
Oh, the feedback's been great. Like, I know, here's the thing, because, you know, the book's one thing, but I do healing as well. That scares a lot of people because they're forced to face their stuff, you know? And so a lot of women, I just done a session with one of the ladies who came on my pole course, and I offered everybody like a healing session, and it took her 2 years to come to me. You know, she's been seeing me since 2019, but she was afraid to come and get that session. But once she came and released a lot of stuff, she was happy. But a lot of women are afraid to do that work.
Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of people struggle to open up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I have women saying, oh, I promised myself I wouldn't cry when I came to your session. I'm like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Why do they do that though?
Because we've been taught that being open and vulnerable is weakness.
True.
We've been taught that, you know, we have to be strong.
And now imagine how men feel.
Yeah, that's your job. Like, I can only do so much.
Right, so,
we need more people out there doing the work.
Right, cool. So like, who's been like inspirations in like the writing scene? Because if I was to try to be a rapper, obviously I'm gonna look up to Jay-Z and everything. Do you have any of that, or has anyone like been able to inspire you as a writer?
That's a good question.
Yes, Tigers things outside the box, you know.
Like, here's the thing. So for me, I read a lot, and so my book was Success Principles. That changed my life, and that was like 64 success principles. So I kind of took that, and then I wrote 30 life lessons. So I think that was probably the kind of inspiration, because that got me thinking when I had my son and I was feeling like really like life just took me out of the game. Those 64 principles helped me get back up.
My next question was fully going to be like what made you come up with the title of Chapter 30, Life Lessons from a Perfectly Imperfect Woman.
Right, so I came up with that title when I was getting dropped to a date, actually. And someone was just like, what's your book in? Because I was like, boom, right there. Get inspiration from dating. But Chapter 30, so I wrote that book as I was turning 30. So for me, it was just, it was just easy to just be like, this is my next chapter, this is what my book's going to be called. But Life Lessons from a Perfectly Imperfect Woman was all about, a lot of people look at me like, oh my gosh, she's got a kid and she looks like this and stuff like that. And for me, it was like, well, I'm not perfect. Things are hard for me still, and it was just, I wanted other women to know, like, it's okay to just be yourself, be your authentic self. Can they hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Be your authentic self and just enjoy and embrace yourself, flaws and all, because a lot of people are out there trying to have perfection, and it's like, no, let's learn to love the real us. And that was a hard one for me. So for me, it's like learning to love myself and then helping other women to do the same. That's the mission.
I know that you made a lot of people cry. I can tell.
We've been through a lot, Like, any ladies listening, I know you've been through so much. Like,
so do I.
And men too. We know.
I was gonna say that. Why are you so open? Like, how are you able to just open up so freely?
What am I hiding? I've got nothing to hide.
There's a lot of things that people deal with in life, innit? But when it comes down to relationship, like, who can really be that open when it comes down to
I feel like,
sex and everything?
I guess because for me, like I said, my mission is, I know what I've been through, I know what I've overcome, and I also know the power of healing, the power of, just where I am. So for me, it's like, I need to talk about these things to help other women get out of their shells, to help other women, like, see life from a different perspective. So if I'm closed, who is that helping? Like, I was made to talk. I was made to be open because I was made to transform.
It shows. Sure.
So that's why I'm open.
So how important is forgiveness and closure to you?
I just want so many people out there to know that you don't need the other person to apologize, to admit that they were wrong, for you to forgive them. But it is everything. Forgiveness, and again, you don't need the other person to have closure. It's all an inside job, but it's everything.
How do you get that? So you saying that people don't need closure, or? No,
I didn't say they don't need the other person to have the closure. A lot of people, like, for example, I done a healing session last week. She said, well, how do I forgive that person if they won't admit what they done to me? Okay, but it's not about them. They might be dead, but we can still forgive because it's about us. Forgiveness is about us and our peace, not anybody else.
Have you ever taught people, like, how to deal with breakups?
Well, that's the new book coming out, The Gift of Goodbye. Yeah.
Ooh, you're exclusive right there.
Because that's exactly what I've been through recently, and it's been a peaceful, for the most part, because I realized the lessons that I needed from that relationship. I realized that I wasn't attached to the outcome. The relationship served me, and now I can move on and keep moving forward.
Yeah, I swear, that book is definitely for you, because, like, how many people actually need this book?
Yeah, I'm writing it. It has taken me a little bit longer, but it is coming.
Question, and also, I know that you're talking about women empowerment and how it's chapter 30, but, like, is your book just for women?
No, so I remember when I was writing it, and the editor was like, maybe reduce the amount of times you're, like, talking directly to women, because so many men can benefit from this book as well, So it's 30 life lessons, but it's in, like, how I started in business as well. And so there are lessons about, just the grind and speaking your truth, and just so many different lessons that men can, apply in their own life as well. Like, I've had men buy my book, read it, be like, oh my God, marry me. But please. And just, like, take so much and want to share it with their younger daughters when they're older as well. So.
Well, perfectly how you start talking about young age, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We got some work to do over there.
Oh, that's fun. So, what advice would you give to your 19-year-old self? I'm using the age of 19 because you mentioned 19 earlier. Yeah.
What advice would I give to her? Again, just forgiveness. You know, like learn to forgive and let go. I think we hold on to so much stuff. Like after I had my son, I was holding on to so much pain and had no idea. That's the thing, I had no idea as well. You know, how much pain I was in. Because we're taught, get over it. Like when my son's father, I remember at the age of, my son was like 1 and my son's father was like, I'm not gonna give you any money, like I'm not gonna call again for another 2-3 years, like until our son could talk. and it was just like, I'm done. Like, if you figure it out. And I remember that. But you know, I remember my mom saying like, oh, just move on. What? How do you just move on? Like, hello, like we're hurting. And I just feel like learning how to forgive, learning how to surrender, those are the things that I wasn't taught. So I would say to my younger self, get a therapist, get a healer, get a coach from that age, and get the support you need to move forward.
So that's just some good advice. So
yeah, that one. I would tell her a whole lot. I'd be like, baby girl, we need to sit down.
Well, it costs us to like write her a whole book, you know.
I'd be like, let me read this book to you. I would also say, just enjoy the present moment, you know?
Right. No, I like, that story. Live for a good time, not a long time, people.
Yeah.
That's what I live by.
Right, I feel like when I was younger, in my 20s, I'm so focused on the next step, the next best thing. It's like I couldn't be in the moment. And so I would just say, enjoy the present moment. So that's another thing. Don't get attached to the outcome is another one I would definitely do. Yeah, I would tell her a lot.
We'll talk about that in a you know what I mean? It's going to be episode on the YouTube page as well. So like, how did you actually go about like promoting this book now?
So definitely through the pandemic it was a little bit harder, because before that I was doing, so my book released May 31st 2019, and that was when I went to America. So when I went to America, I was literally I had it in my hand, like I was doing hustle, like I had it in my hand. I sold at the airport when I was just waiting for my flights. Like I would just sell. Yeah, like I'd be sitting at the table and just leave them on the table. People are like, oh, is that your book? Yes. Would you like me to sign it? Literally like making money as I was about to get on the flight. Not gonna lie, missed the flight. Hey, but got on another one. And then I've done like workshops. So then I've done like a pole dance workshop.
How you can afford that next flight?
No, it was free. It was free. I've never ever had to pay for missing a flight. Like
did you get to pilot your book?
No, like I just feel like I'm blessed. Like I just feel lucky. I've never had to pay. Touch wood. Anyway, and then you know I went to like I've done a workshop, so I've done like live workshops in America. And I came back, I was doing just a lot of events and workshops, and that's how I was selling it. And it was also on my Instagram. I'll promote it, do lives and talk about it.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to write a book?
Ooh. Alright, so a couple of people have actually reached out to me. If you are trying to write a book, I would say, number one, get somebody to hold you accountable. You know, I had a coach, so I checked in with him every week, and he was holding me accountable. So it didn't take me a year or two. It was like, this is my deadline. So that's what I'd say. I would say, get someone to hold you accountable. I would say, set a deadline. My initial goal was my birthday. It didn't happen, but at least it kept me focused. I would say, create a front cover and start promoting that, because that will make everybody know. Huh?
Why isn't that the attraction?
No, because when I created the front cover, it was like, there's no going back. You better write. Because the book's there, now it's on Facebook. Everybody's waiting for this book now, and they've seen the front cover. So it's like, okay, let's go.
So which one did you do first? Like the cover, did you write?
I was writing, and then the cover came like 7 months before the book came out.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So do a front cover as well. And just write, you know, just don't like get caught up in the perfection. Just start writing. You can have an amazing editor who can help you. Just get your words on paper.
And for those that haven't read your book, like what's something that you can say for that they should be looking forward to?
What they should be looking forward to. So I think one of the best chapters was the last one. Never become the option, remain the priority. that, because it was so real, because I was going through it, like, so many women can relate to just, you know, getting into a situationship and forgetting their boundaries and their standards and things like that. And if you are listening, you can actually go to my YouTube channel and listen to that one for free. I did create an audio for that.
Yeah, turn that.
But what they can...
channel real quick? You have to promote
Nofisa Caseman.
Nofisa Caseman.
But I feel like what you can look forward to in a book is just my realness and just very open and raw. I share from the heart.
That's beautiful right there.
I share from the heart.
She shares from the heart.
I do. I don't hold back as well. So I also will call you out, as I call myself out all the time, guys.
And don't forget, like, in your book, yeah, like, you're very open about yourself, your relationships, and everything. Obviously, that's explained. But what's something that you didn't include that people don't know about you?
It's all there.
It's all there.
Literally, I remember my mom saying, like, because I had an operation, you know, when I had my son, I found out that I only had one side of my reproductive system, and so I had 50% chance of having kids. I remember my mom being like, well, why are you sharing that? I'm like, because someone somewhere might be going through something, you know?
Thing.
And know that, wait, I had my miracle baby. Like, there's not much that I didn't share. Like, I really went...
Let me flip it. Sorry for cutting you off. So what chapter in your life do you think you're at now?
Chapter 32. I am, right now, this is my season for, I'm preparing myself. I'm in that kind of like caterpillar stage where I'm preparing myself for my next level, 2022. Right now, I'm cleaning up certain things. Like I said, I had a breakup. I'm letting go of things that are no longer serving me. And I'm like, yo, it's about to start, but I'm getting everything in order right now. And it feels so good. I've let go of so much.
So yeah, I just feel so free right now.
Yeah, but it's the messy stage because it's like you're cleaning up that stuff. But it feels good.
How would you like to let the people know where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram at nofisa.caseman. That's NOFISA.CASEMAN. That is the best place to find me right now. And you can find my book on Amazon.co.uk.
Anyone else think they do it? Anyone else where they can find you?
If all my events will be on my Instagram page, and wherever I go, my books come with me.
And shout out to everyone who's got tips. It's been on top radio 95.5. What's the celebration dance?
Hey, come on. It's a celebration always. Every day is a celebration.
That's true. Obviously, I'm going to get through all the
I know.
But that's why we got the camera in it.
Definitely should have had like an hour. He told me to come for an hour. It was I messed up anyway, but I won't. Let's not talk about that.
Let's not
talk about that.
It's calm.
Oh, so we got the braided. Okay, cool. So
Exactly.
swing that.
That's calm. So, question, yeah? This seems to always be the killer question, but I feel like you might have this patent.
Let me think. Go for it.
Well, what do you think I'm going to
I don't know. I gotta prepare myself.
When I say killer question, it's just the most. It's the one that throws a lot of people off.
Okay.
Not an actual.
Do I have to like meditate on it? Go for it. What are we doing?
Do you do meditation?
No. I always fall asleep. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
So what will be the movie title of your life biography?
The movie title. That is okay. The movie title of my life biography.
And it can't be the name of your book either.
No.
Good thing we're not here.
Unapologetic. Unapologetic. Oh, you can't see it.
You can't. Oh, come on, nah, man. You can't use that, nah.
Unapologetic.
That one can't run.
Life and the rise and
the
fall and rise of Nofisa Caseman. No, the fall and rise. Yeah.
The fall and then the rise. Yeah.
Unapologetic. The fall and rise of Nofisa Caseman.
Well, why not?
Because shit, I went down. But I always get back up.
Always gets back up.
Always get back up. That's the only way.
Well, what was your lowest point?
Never gonna stay down. I having a baby I wasn't ready for. By a man I barely even knew. That was my lowest point when I had my son, got pregnant in America, moved back from America, 5.5 months pregnant, had to move back in with my mom, had to get on government, and then becoming a single mom. Like, it felt like I had hit rock bottom.
How old were you?
23.
Wow.
Yeah, it felt like I had hit rock bottom. Obviously, I know, like, whatever, you know, sometimes we just got to go down. Life's gonna fall apart so we can build it up the right way. I know my life was not going where God needed it to be, so he had to help me redirect. But
you made it.
But at the time, it felt shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, when that's the big downfalls.
It felt hard. Sorry, it felt wrong.
We're not on end.
Oh, okay, cool. It felt shit.
It just felt shit.
Yeah, so
if you could go back in time, what would you have done differently?
Guys, if I went back in time, I love my son, but I would have listened to the red flags and I would not have gone with his father. I wouldn't have. I have to be real. But I love my son, you know?
I always understand.
Like, I gotta throw that out there just in case he watches this when he's 18. Like, I love you. But, come on, like, I wouldn't have.
I understand. Like, it's normal.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't have. That was what I would have done differently. I would have listened to the red flags. I would have listened to my intuition, and I would have stayed away when I walked away. But I walked away and I went back. Which a lot of women do.
Yeah.
And then, boom, you get pregnant.
Oh, so that's when you got pregnant, or was it?
Yeah.
So you went back.
Yeah, so I had walked away, and then I went back within 2 weeks I was pregnant.
Wait, you turned back that soon?
What do you mean?
Well, wait, so you walked away, and in 2 weeks...
I'm gonna be so real, the whole thing was quick. I'm gonna keep it real. It's in my book, everything. Like, I met my son's dad, and 3 months later I was pregnant.
What, no, I'm not judging.
You're just like, wait, how do I?
No, it's just kind of casual, or were you guys actually like a couple like that?
No, I was dating. I would call it date. I never called that a relationship.
Oh, so that's one of the relationships that don't even count?
No.
Damn.
Yeah. Situationship, beautiful son.
Yeah, obviously, God bless the son. Yeah.
God bless the son.
So, what's his name? I don't want to call him the son.
Javon. Javon.
Oh, it's so deep.
It's a gift from God. Yeah.
Wow.
Which I never even knew until later on. So, well, definitely he's a gift from God.
Wait, you didn't know it was a gift from God?
I didn't know that was the name, what it meant. It actually means that.
Oh.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, that little plot twist.
I know, right? That was crazy.
When did you find out?
When he was like 4.
What, did you come up with the name or?
Yeah, I came up with the name and someone was just like, no, I came up with it like, there are other people in the world called that.
Yes, I kind of figured that. Oh man.
But I realized that, oh my God, that's what his name means. Mad?
So what, your baby dad wasn't around the whole time?
He was in America. No, he was, we tried the first year of his life.
Wait.
We tried.
So he was American?
Yeah, he's American.
So when you went to America, that's when?
Yeah.
Oh, so you like the American guys?
I do. Haitian American.
Haitian American.
Yeah.
What's your background?
Jamaican and St. Kitts.
Saint what?
St. Kitts. It's a smaller island.
All the islands are small to me, to be honest.
What, all the islands in Jamaica?
No, I said all the islands, Caribbean islands, are small to me.
Right, but you got Jamaica, which is the 3rd largest, and then you've got all the Eastern Caribbean, which is tiny.
And yours is St. Kitts.
St. Kitts and Nevis.
I'm still trying to get with the Kitts, as in like a football kit.
Kitts, yeah, no, but 2 T's. Kitts.
Oh, Kitts.
Yeah, St. Kitts. It's beautiful. I'm in the process of getting my citizenship.
Well, so how was your background influence your book?
In terms of
having like a Jamaican background.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, cause my mom came here when she was 10. She doesn't have a strong
accent or
strong. I would just say she's been here so long. She's not as connected to the Jamaican culture as other people would be.
Fair enough.
I'll be honest. I have to be.
Honestly, should really be one of like your middle name, to be honest.
So, but I've been there once. I've been to Jamaica once, and I've been to St. Kitts once. I went to St. Kitts by myself when I was 20. We stayed in a little shack at the top of the hill on the main road. And this is how ghetto it is. I remember I was in the house one time, and then a bus parked up. The bus driver got off the bus with all his passengers, come and knocked on my door, and he was like, I just want to tell you that I like you. And I was like, and all I could hear on the road was, we want to get home. I swear to, I would open the door, and all I heard was the passengers like, we want to get home, we're tired, it's been a long day. And he's like, no, don't worry, it's my bus. I'm like, you people, like.
Nah. So in other words,
he was like, I just want to tell you that I like you, because he must have seen me.
Yeah, so obviously he's definitely like.
Watched like when I got off his bus before, so yeah, it was mad, but. Welcome to St. Kitts.
Huh? Yeah. So what's being a black? What does being a black woman mean to you?
What does being a black woman mean to me? Oh, that's a good question.
I guess I'm good with the question.
Oh, he's gonna be a journalist and all sorts. It means power. It means power. It means breaking generational patterns and curses. It means, I feel like as a 32-year-old black woman now, I get an opportunity to create a difference. You know, like what other people, like my mom, my grandma, didn't get to do. I feel like I get an opportunity to do that as a black woman as well. So I feel like I'm in a good place. And I know there's so much challenges out there, and I can't turn my back on that. But I also try to look at how good it is to be a black woman, you know, rather than focus on all the struggles that we go through. And being coined as an angry black woman, in society.
That's annoying stuff.
It's hard. And I know I was more aggressive when I was younger, but I've tried to change that around.
Yeah, you feel like you have to change it just because of your black?
No. I changed it. I changed it because I wanted a better life. I was angry, and I didn't know why. So.
Do you know why now?
I just feel like it was hard being a teenager. I didn't know how to love myself. I couldn't look in the mirror. Like when I was younger, I used to like go in the bathroom and turn the lights off so I could avoid looking in the mirror. Like I didn't feel pretty. I hated my skin. And I hated looking at myself. I hated it. Seriously, like it was horrible.
It's just like what you're saying, this year, as you said before, is what you wouldn't be alone in that. Like there's probably a good 100 other girls, 1,000, kids, whatever, that's dealing with that.
Yeah, it was hard. So for me, it was just like.
But what was the attraction like with boys back in the day? Like during that phase?
I wasn't really into. I had my first boyfriend when I was 15, just kind of 16. I wasn't really bothered.
Was you still attracting guys?
Oh yeah. You know, back then I was always the light skin, the colorism dramas, the light skin brethren.
It's actually mad how much things have changed.
Seriously, it's crazy, but that was what it was. I was known as your light skin friend with braids. Wow, that was my title.
You were the light skin girl with braids?
Yeah, that was who I was.
Do you think like you ever got like pretty girl or light skin privilege?
In terms of what?
I mean, like privilege, innit? Privilege.
Here's the thing though, I feel like a lot of, because I was one of the only light skinned girls in my group, but I feel like that also came with its own challenges, because although they might have thought like, oh, you get attention, I felt like I was always
hated on.
Yeah, but not, I don't want to say hated on, but more like made fun of, like, oh, you know, I got called the Sun, Lisa Simpson, like it was, It was all that, yeah, you're yellow.
Everyone got experience.
You're yellow, like, and or just being made fun of like, just how I was, you know? You're like, you're too much, you're this, you're that. So all that I was, I kind of started to break it down. Like, I wasn't, you know, if I'd walk sexy, they'd be like, you walk like this, like, and then I'll try to tone it down to fit in, to stay safe. Fuck that. Unapologetic. I don't know. I need to.
I don't think you thought that through. You know?
No, I would have to come sit over here and be like that. But yeah.
This is the Thai Gibz Show.
Yeah, we're gonna break that down in a minute. But yeah, so that's what I would say. But yeah, it definitely, there were certain times when, yeah, I would say like people would maybe call me out or single me out. Yeah, it happened.
Right.
It happened. I have to be honest. Yeah.
So what does hot girl summer mean to you?
Hot girl summer.
Yeah.
This summer, nothing, because
This summer was shit.
This summer, not a damn thing. Only thing it means to me this summer is I'm just gonna stay doing me. But this summer, nothing, because my head's down. I'm so focused this summer. Like, I'm not even trying to be. Like I said, I don't really want to go out too much. Like, I want to write. I want to fit. I got goals, you know.
So, all right. Outside of writing, what else do you do?
Outside of writing, what else do I do? Motherhood, dancing. I do dancing in heels, and that is a love of mine.
Is the in heels part of the title?
Dancing in heels, yeah.
Oh, so that's your part?
Yeah, you haven't seen my face? You haven't seen me dancing in heels?
This is for the YouTube.
Oh, okay. I was like, you haven't seen it yet. So dancing in heels is a real
of course
thing.
I've seen that. Let's be sorry, but is there someone pole dancing? How am I not gonna watch that?
No, dancing in heels is a whole activity, and I think so many more women should just go and try it. You know, like, don't get caught up in I'm not sexy or I wouldn't be able to like manage. Just go and try a class, because it takes you out of your comfort zone, but you leave feeling empowered, inspired. Like, you leave feeling like amazing.
How did you get into? I was about to say stripping, you know. Oh my goodness.
But there was this one time.
Oh my goodness. So how did you get into pole dancing with clothes on and heels?
So, pole dancing.
I'm assuming.
Do you know what, yeah? At the age of 16, that's the first time I went to pole dance. But my guy at the time was like, if you do that, you're going to be a whore. Can I say whore? Yeah. Said it.
You've already sworn 100 times.
That's what he said. He was like, if you do it, you're going to be like, seen as like all the words he had for me. And so at 16, you hear your boyfriend say that to you. The 16-year-old version of me was like, nope, don't do it. Calm down, stay in your lane. So I shut down until 22, and I moved to America.
So what did America do for you? I
feel like if I had like a top right now, that's what I feel like. You know, like Superman, like ripping off his thing. That's how I feel like America, like, it brought me out of my shell.
Yeah, the more you talk, more I'm actually believing this stripping thing. You know? Like,
I'm just very comfortable in my body.
Stripping with heels on.
I'm very comfortable.
That'll be the next chapter.
But how did I get into pole? So yeah, so when I was 22, I moved to America. My mom was like, if you're gonna do it, stop talking about it and go find a class in America. So I did.
Wait, so how did you start at 16? What?
No, I didn't. I wanted to.
Oh,
so
okay.
I just didn't. Like, I didn't do anything.
Oh, so you just told them the idea and I need to start.
Yeah, and I shut it down. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I shut it down for 6 years. That was a big mistake, but it was what it was back then. So when I found it when I was 22, I just went to like every class I could.
So what made you want to do like? Why do I keep thinking? I'm always about to say.
What made me want to do pole dancing at the age of 22? Because, like I said, I didn't love myself when I was younger. I wanted to find something that was going to help bring that out of me. I found pole dancing.
How did you find it?
Here's the thing. It was calling me. Like, since I was 16, it was calling me. It's like, I saw pole and I was like, I want to do it. It was a desire.
Okay.
And I feel like desires are placed in us for a reason. We should go and try to do it and see what it feels like, because that was given to me. That was a desire that I could not shake off. So 6 years later, I went and I could see why it took me out of my comfort zone. I started to fall in love with myself, and then I got pregnant. I felt a bit too in love with myself. I thought everything. I was like, take me now. Sorry. Anyway.
Take me now. It's all just coming out during the show. Take me now.
But yeah, but it was everything. Like, it was the best decision ever. And that's why I tell so many other women to, like, I know my classes are game changing because of how it makes that woman feel.
So when did you start doing the classes?
Okay, so I polled in America. After 3 months, I got pregnant. And then...
You live like the best life in America, boy.
I did. But then I got pregnant, had my son in 2012, and then 2 years later I started teaching. Yeah. When he was, so he was 2012, 2014. He was almost 2. I remember, because I had to also bring him to the classes. This was mummy, trying to hustle and still like, nothing's gonna hold me back, like.
Really?
And I had him. It was hard because he would be like, there'll be women about to do it, and I'll be like, stay there, stay over there, and then he would like be running. I want to get on a pole. No. But he's grown up in this world, so now he's kind of on the poles.
He's on the pole.
Spinning around. He's not like as a child, as an 8-year-old. Like, he's not that bad. He's really good.
But did the women ever feel uncomfortable doing that? Like, with a child there?
Nah, he was so young.
Okay.
And then I started making more money, and I hired a babysitter to like take him upstairs and stuff like that. So I was growing, I was growing.
That's mad.
I just refused like to let anything hold me back from where I was meant to be.
Yeah, sure. So America wouldn't stop you, a baby wouldn't stop you, pole dance wouldn't stop you.
Yeah, just keep going.
Damn.
It was good. So that was the journey of pole dancing, and I don't regret it. Like, I loved every second of it.
So what else do you do other than pole dancing? Because I know that's more of a list.
No. What do you mean in terms of work?
I don't think that you do outside of writing.
Like dancing in heels, writing, pole dancing, and I do a lot of reading. Like, I do a lot of reading. Here's the thing. I just want to get better at being me. I'm just all about, I'm getting another tattoo next week saying Kaizen, which means continuous development. Kaizen, Kaizen. It's Japanese meaning continuous development.
Are you gonna, it's gonna be spelled Japanese?
No, just Kaizen. So it'll just be like one there, one there. I'm always about improving myself. Like, I just want to be better. Getting back in the gym. Yeah, I've just never been that kind of like, let's go raving all the time. Like, it's just never really been my life. I'll be honest.
Raven's life. I was raving last night. Well, raving to me ain't raving, innit?
Yeah, you're working as well.
Because even when it's not even my own event, I'm still there. You know what I mean? It's where I network,
right, exactly. Yeah, that's a good look.
And that's how I was my ex. I'm gonna cut this part out anyways.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yo people, it's Tigers from On Top. Make sure you get your book chapter 30. Man's gonna be banging out this book, so make sure you get yours as well. Come on.
What's the real question?
Yeah, that was hot girl summer means to you, innit? Because obviously, like,
I don't feel like it should be a hot girl summer. I just feel like we should be constantly being the hottest version of ourselves.
all 365 days.
Yeah, even when it's winter, why wear a jacket? Like, let's just walk out.
Whoa. I'm wearing 10 jackets. You must be crazy.
No, but I just feel like, like for me, I'm not gonna wait until summer to show up. I just want to feel good all year round. Like, really, like, have my nails done as all the time. Like, I just want to be the best me all the time. I'm not saying I never walk on the road like I'm tired and stuff, but I'm just saying in general, like, if I know I'm coming out, like I'm showing up, not just because it's summer.
No.
Like, you can see me in a dress. even in winter. I know it might be cold, but you'll never know.
I feel more than that. Like the shivers are real. Still. You can't hide from that.
No, trust me. Like it'll be like people like, "Hey, you cold?" I'll be like, "I'm fine."
I see it happen all the time. Can I wear a jacket? No, I'm cold myself.
No, I've got thick skin, man.
We move.
We keep moving on.
I
Good
don't
moment.
know what the hell that was about. It's showing up skin. The pole dance with muscles and shit. Have you ever tried to like hold onto a pole like from the streets or something?
On the train. Me and my son do it on the train.
You and your son?
Mhm.
Well, to what extent?
I'll be like holding on the bars and I'll do flips and stuff. And he'll do the pole dancing on the middle.
And you don't take off a hat to busk or nothing?
No, we just do it for fun.
Oh yeah.
So this is fun.
But I didn't know you was 32, you know. I thought you were older than that. Respect. No, because.
Yeah, because I remember when you was like, oh, the MILF ladies were here, but you're older than them. I was like, first of all, 31 is practically 32. How old did you think I was?
Because obviously, Leash, like, she's obviously 36, isn't it? Wait, she's 36? How old is she?
I'm
35.
sorry, Leash, I don't know.
I swear she's like 35.
I don't know. So you're going to have to...
You know it's her birthday, I'm seeing her in the next couple of days anyway.
Nah.
So I thought like you guys were around like the same age group.
No.
These should definitely jump on that podcast, man. Like, it just makes it makes a lot more sense.
I'm gonna reach out to them. Lots of love, ladies.
Lots of love, ladies.
Keep doing your thing. But yeah, no. Thank you for inviting me on.
Hey, Joe.
This was fun.
You
You got any more questions?
Damn.
Good questions.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. What?
Such a talented young man.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I turn for the camera. I actually went through all of them again.
Nice.
I actually went through all the questions.
Well, this was a pleasure.
Not in time for 8 o'clock, but I still survived it still. I don't know, I just need to get some aftershots in it. So, how did you feel about the show?
Right, this is the whole after show.
Yeah, this is really like the after segment, isn't it? Behind the scenes.
So, I had such an amazing
I'm sorry.
I actually really enjoyed having this interview with Ty. You brought out some really powerful questions, really thought-provoking questions, and I loved it. I had fun. This was one of the best interviews. Not that I can remember some of the others, but this was one of the best.
We moved. You know what? Yeah, you can't be.
I'm trying.
What was the best? What question stood out for you? What was the best question?
You know what? I love that. What the question about what would my movie title be for my life? I was like, oh my god, you know, that's a good one.
Come on.
What's it like being a black woman? That was powerful. Yeah.
I touched the nerve.
Yeah, it was powerful.
I could cry right now.
Just so many good questions. Like you really got into my story. So thank you. Thank you, Ty.
And what have you learned during this interview? I feel like you may have learned something.
What have I learned during this interview? That we should definitely work together in the future.
Facts. Facts for facts.
Yeah.
And also, do you want to promote your book for the last time?
Hey guys, this is Nofisa Caseman and I'm the author of Chapter 30, Life Lessons from a Perfectly Imperfect Woman. You can find this book on Amazon or head over to @nofisa.caseman on Instagram and you can find it there as well. If you order, you will receive a signed copy from myself if you're in the UK. Thank you.
And where can the people know where they can find you once again?
And last but not least, you can find me on Instagram @nofisa.caseman, NOFISA.CASEMAN. Or you can head over to my YouTube, Nofisa Caseman. Thank you.
Perfect. What in that? You know, I'm actually keep that part in, you know. I don't know what that.
No, don't do that.
I'm gonna keep that part in.
Don't do that.
Nah.